Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Perspective. We'll be talking about the joint session of Parliament, and of course we saw the passage of 4 bills even amidst all the protesting by the opposition. We'll be talking about that. We'll be talking about the failure of talks as far as the government and the opposition is concerned. Of course, with the opposition saying that the government lacks effort, with the government of course maintaining that there seems to be a lack of seriousness as far as the opposition is concerned, with a 7-day deadline being given, which is unrealistic. All of that today on Perspective. We'll be talking about having come to this point when the talks fail, what that means for the future, what that means for the future of legislation, and whether it will make a difference at all to the passage of bills, to the legislation, the way that we're looking at and the way that the numbers are at this time. All of that today on Perspective. I have with me Uzma Kardar, who is with the PML-N. Thank you for being with us. And we have with us Mohammed Ali Rashid, who is Spokesperson in government. Thank you for being with us. And Fakhar Yousafzai, who's a senior journalist. Thank you for joining us today. Let me go to Ali and then to Uzma Saiba. Ali, there's overall, we've seen, first of all, we've been talking about this for a while, that there is all of this, talks, and the fact that there's a committee, and the fact that now there's a deadline, and now there's a failure to engage again. What is it now, and what do you think? I mean, of course, we saw the going back to the leader of PTI and asking him what he wanted, and overall that exchange within the party also, and then coming back, and of course the role of the establishment which the PTI had wanted. Where do you see things now?
I think things are a bit uncertain now, but I think it's just too premature, I think, from PTI side, because I feel they had put forward a request that they want a commission regarding the May 9th event, etc., and they wanted a judicial commission, which didn't really make sense because the case is already in courts and it's going on. So what kind of commission do you want if it's already being tried in the court? That being said, the government didn't say no to it. It was being discussed within their ranks and whatever they were, whatever demands. Then suddenly, Khan Saab came out with a deadline that I'm giving you till like 1 week or it's starting. And the government, apparently, from the statements which I'm seeing, the government still did not react to the deadline. There was just miscommunication because what they thought was like, 7 working days because there's a weekend in the middle. So they said we were even willing to get back to the PTI leaders with our answer and how to take things forward. But even before the deadline was up, according to them, because it was like 7 working days, Khan Saab said now there will be no talks and you haven't made the commission as yet. So I
Ali, what does a deadline at this time really mean? I mean, the fact that a deadline came into the field and it was said that it's either these days or not. What does it mean overall? Is it just indicative of lack of confidence that the opposition or the former Prime Minister and of course the PTI had in these talks going forward? To what do you attribute this time period and this deadline?
I'm not sure. I think you see the problem is the founder of PTI is in jail right now. So he meets different people. So different people have his ear. So I feel there are some people in his own party who are not wanting these talks to move forward because they don't want Imran Khan to come out. They want him to stay there so they can enjoy.
You think
Yeah.
that he's being
So,
misguided?
yeah, so he's getting separate different versions of that story that maybe the government is not serious, or maybe they're just playing games, or they're trying to divert, or they're trying to buy time, or they're stalling. Then there are genuine people also in the party who are telling him otherwise. So I can understand, but I think every time when talks are taking place, something or the other happens, either the meeting is going on and suddenly a tweet comes on X from Mr. Khan's, bashing the establishment, bashing the parties, while the talks are going on. Similarly, right now, talks are going on and everybody, you've put forward your points. You haven't even waited for the other side to come back to you, and then you set a deadline. That deadline not even up technically according to the government, and then again you say, okay, we don't want to talk to you anymore. So this kind of behavior, reflects on a bit of political immaturity or some kind of uh,
Right. Ali, on that note, let me
underlying.
come back to you. On that note, let me come back to you. I'm going to go to Fakhar Yousafzai. Fakhar, if you heard what Ali is saying, he's saying that before, you know, anything concrete could emerge from these talks, having come up with this deadline as a journalist, what do you think is behind this kind of, this kind of a time period, which, which is what the former Prime Minister said. He said it's either this or that. Whereas, just before, they seemed more amenable to, perhaps some kind of a compromise.
I think so. This is unfortunate. Actually, those dialogues between the government and the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf was very, very important. But unfortunately, it's ended before the time. I think so. Actually, there are so many things from both the sides. I think so. As you all know, and Ali also mentioned that the different statement from the both sides, from the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, not only the Chairman Imran Khan, but other people also on the social media as well as on the electronic media, and there are so many statements by them. But from the government side as well, there are so many, I think, so immature statements they were given. If they are sitting on the table, I think so that was very important. There was not the matter of that they are going down, the PTI are going down, or they are searching for the dialogue with the government. I think so that was not that was not the matter. I think so the matter was for Pakistan, for the nation of Pakistan. If they demand the two judicial commissions for the 9th May as well as for the 26th November, I think so that was not those type of big demand that government cannot fulfill that. But I don't know that why the government was not showing the seriousness, and the different political leaders of the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf was giving different statements. Marwat Saab, the Salman Akram Raja Saab, the Kaisar Saab, so many people are giving different statements. I think so that was the main reason behind.
Are you saying that? Are you saying that one, there were different statements, of course, being made by different leaders within the party, and of course, in the absence of the head of PTI, and there seems to have been these different things that were being said. Granted, but on the other hand, there's also are you saying that the government was also, there was a lack of seriousness?
Yeah, of course. I think so. There are so many senior politicians of the government or minister giving different statements regarding the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf and their people, that they want NRO from the government.
But go with that to Uzma Kardar, and let's see what she has to say. Uzma, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, but
Uzma, let me clarify. There's one, as far as Fakhar Saab is concerned, he's saying that we may, and we have seen that there are different statements coming from members of PTI also, but he seems to have felt that there's a certain lack of seriousness as far as the government is concerned. How would you answer this?
Thank you very much for inviting me. I think PML-N has always kept their doors open as far as negotiations are concerned. We are a democratic party, and we don't believe in not engaging political people, especially. And at this point, we want everybody to be on board, because we are facing great challenges as far as our economy is concerned, and we want everybody to leave politics for a while and just focus on putting the country back on track as far as economy is concerned. So why would we close doors? We have been there. The problem is, you have seen that PTI, they started with 9th May, and that was an attack against the state, against the national security institutions of the state. From there, they went on to, attacking the capital. Twice they attacked the capital. You saw what happened on the 24th and 26th of November. So when all this failed,
in spite of all these events, there was, where the government and the opposition managed to reach during this particular, these particular talks is perhaps a little further than before. So for them to now, having said that there are no talks, it seems to be a failure from both sides, no?
You see, the problem is we have not walked out on anybody. We are sitting there. Whom do we talk to? If they are giving us deadlines, and if they gave us a charter of demands, and we are willing to talk on that, you see, we cannot give them a clean sheet or free them from jail through an executive order. Why? Because we believe in the rule of law. We respect our courts. We respect our higher judiciary. If they want to come out of jail, then they have to go through court. And that is the only way. As far as 9th May is concerned, that is not our jurisdiction. They should have thought of this before attacking military installations. Now, coming to the second demand of a judicial commission, we were talking about it. Now, they somehow just decided out of the blue, because now this was, these talks were going to continue till the 31st of January. And a week before the 31st came, they all of a sudden backed out of it. So you can see the kind of inconsistency. They were actually buying time from the looks of it. They were waiting for 20th. And 20th, they thought that after that, Mr. Trump will come and he will free everybody and he will put the founder of PTI back on the throne. But this is not how reality works. They have to, if they invite foreign people to come and intervene in our internal affairs, we will not tolerate it. The state will not tolerate it. They have to resolve their differences.
Let me go to Ali and then I'll come back to you. Ali, do you think that the opposition and the former Prime Minister and PTI is really, were they banking on intervention from somewhere else? Is that the core of, why there seems to have been, this end to the negotiation? And if indeed that is the reason, then perhaps, things should have been clarified by now. Do you think they were this naive? What do you have to say to what Uzma is saying?
Look, if you ask me what the founder of PTI, Mr. Khan, or his party are doing and what's the logic behind it, because I think whatever they do, it defies logic. It's against rhyme or reason. It doesn't make any sense. If they were willing or wanting the establishment to intervene, then they should have stopped the establishment bashing on the internet, on social media, and with Imran Khan's personal X account, firstly. Secondly, if you want to talk, if you want to engage, and then you are sitting on the table to discuss things and you put forward your demands, then you wait for the other side to talk to everybody and get back to you. Ms. Uzma said, they wanted a clean sheet and to be pardoned, like Trump pardoned his January 6th writers, something, like that. But even if they want that, they should wait for the government to come back and see what the government has to offer. I mean, here you're coming giving deadlines, and I'm just on very personal, on my personal humble opinion, I'm very pleased to see the government being so humble about the entire thing, that he gave a deadline and the government is saying that, look, by 7 days, usually it means 7 working days, because we need to sit and work and discuss and whatever. So the deadline is not even over. Within 5-6 days, 5 working days, he comes out again and he says, now the deadline is over. Now we don't want to talk to you. He should understand.
But you mentioned the establishment, Ali, but there seem to have been a lot of hope, because that we saw those tweets by different PTI leaders of the meeting that they said that they've had, and they were quite hopeful. So something seems to have happened between that time and now for things to change so drastically, right?
Well, if they have, then I'm glad they have, and I hope they have. Because, see, I think the ruling party, the government, they would want nothing more than political stability because they've done a very good job. The inflation's come down, the economic indicators are good, foreign investment is coming, the stock market is thriving. So, the government right now is in a very good place. So, if they can just have a break
On
these
right.
stocks,
The government right now, Ali, you're saying that the government right now is in a very good place. Let me go to Fakhar Saab. Fakhar Saab, Ali is saying that the government right now is in a very good place. If, indeed that is true, and of course the economic indicators and what we are looking at this time, then does the government really need the opposition? We saw the joint session, there was a lot of ruckus, but 4 important bills seem to have successfully passed through. So when you see these kind of deadlines, then everything doesn't seem to really be falling in place for the opposition.
As you and Ali said about the government in a good position, I think so. The government is not in a good position. If you talk about the laymen of Pakistan, I think so. They are facing inflation, they are facing unemployment, they are facing so many things. They are facing the high electricity rates. I think so. They are not in a good position. Yeah, they are taking tough decisions. I agree with that. I know they go for the IMF loan.
You know that there are, as far as macro and economic indicators are concerned, we are clearly in a better position. As far as overall stability is concerned, things are better. If we look at the dollar right now, the government has consistently managed to keep it at 280. There were so many predictions of doomsday. So in that sense, there seems to be breathing space here where there was none before. So one has to agree with that, right? Of course there are challenges, and one has to, and for that, I guess the opposition to be on the same page as the government would make a difference.
No, you are right that if government are delivering to the Pakistani nation, of course everyone will accept that, including me. But then if they are not delivering to the nation, of course we will criticize that. This is the one thing. But as well as the dialogue with the opposition, I think so that was a very important. The government role was more than the opposition, I think so, because the government is sitting in the house. They are sitting, our Prime Minister is sitting in the PM house, PM office. Of course, they have more responsibility than PTI. But I will never appreciate the attitude of the PTI as well. That PTI is doing everything is in a right way. I think so. No. Actually, Imran Khan Sahab or their senior political leader should nominate some special people who know how to talk, who know how to go ahead in this type of dialogue with the government.
I think that's interesting. The way, some rational people. Uzma, as far as Fakhar Saab is saying, he's saying that there should be some rational people within the PTI who should be nominated and who should carry on with this. Isn't the issue that these instructions come from the very top? And that then they are expected to be carried through, whoever is at the other end, and it's not about whether there are rational elements within that party or not. The question is who's calling the shots, right?
I must, before I answer your question, I must remind Fakhar Saab that the inflation that he's talking about, from 38%, it has come to single digit. It is now at 6%. So I think that's quite an achievement of this government. And if you talk about the interest rate, it was at 23%, and now it is down to 13 or 12%. So the economic indicators are, very positive. The problem is that we want foreign direct investment, and with this kind of turmoil and chaos that the PTI deliberately creates, how can foreign investment be attracted? You've seen the Shanghai conference, what they did during that conference. The founder was absolutely annoyed with his party that why didn't you, stop it? Why didn't you disturb it? Why didn't you cause disruption during that conference? Now, coming back to your question, I've been with this party for quite a while, and people don't realize, but it's a very, very autocratic system in PTI. It is not at all democratic. It's a one-man show. The founder is the end all and be all of PTI. And he used to tell all his MNAs and MPAs, he didn't even remember the names actually. He said, well, I'm the only thing you can sell. And if I'm not there, you're nothing. So he does he doesn't give value to anybody in his party. He thinks that, he is the one who is the Messiah, the one who is there to save Pakistan, and the rest are just minions and their followers. So actually, this grandiose, and this arrogant perception of himself, the know-all type of perception, that is something which I think people should realize now. The saner elements in the party, and there are some saner elements. I can name a few. We have Shah Mahmood, we have Barrister Kaur. I find him very reasonable. We have Omar Ayub. We have other people in the party. But who bothers about them? They're sidelined. They themselves are so confused and distraught because nobody listens to them. Then Shah Mahmood said that not even once did they come and consult me about political strategy. Why? Because the founder, he only wants chaos, and he wants a narrative which is based.
That said, and you've explained to some detail what the mechanics within the party are. The question is that the government, of course, is, in this sense, should have the largesse, should have the heart to perhaps, the standard is higher for you. The standard is higher for you to be able to make the effort to engage the opposition. Like you said, of course, having brought inflation under control, and of course the challenges that still confront all of us, not the government, all Pakistanis, you and I, everyone, with the government at the helm of affairs, isn't the bar higher for the government?
We know who would want this settlement and negotiation more than the government. Political stability and economic stability, they go hand in hand. All the effort that the government is making, hard work that they are putting into the revival of the economy, that, it gets sort of wasted if there is chaos and turmoil at the political front. We want to engage them because, see, they are present in the National Assembly. They have large numbers in the provincial assemblies. They have their own government in KP. They should now play the role of a very responsible and effective opposition. Whatever their demands are, they should bring them to the parliament. And that is the forum from where they'll get heard. I don't know why, a strong opposition is imperative for a democratic system. And why don't they just play their role, talk about public issues, talk about taking the economy of Pakistan forward, talk about bringing direct investment, highlight the issues that the people are facing, that the country is facing. Instead of that, they go and malign and they target the state all over the world. They go and spread vicious propaganda against state institutions all over the world. Didn't you see the resolution which they got passed? They fall at the feet of every congressman, every senator. Even now, they are begging and pleading for NROs. But this NRO is not going to come through this kind of vile pressure. It will only come through acting like a responsible opposition. They talk about human rights. They're trying, they're damaging, they're spoiling the image of Pakistan. Who does that? Who goes and washes their dirty linen in public, and that internationally?
Let me include Fakhar Saab in this also. Fakhar Saab, you heard what Uzma is saying. Do you think that an NRO could come at any stage?
No, I don't think so, and I think so. Government shouldn't go for the NRO for PTI. Because if you want to strengthen our democracy, strengthen our parliament, and strengthen our nation, for that, I think so, we should go for a straightforward dialogue with the opposition. Of course, this is need of the time. And as well as the other things are concerned, their propaganda, of course, they are doing everywhere, not in Pakistan, but I think so around the world. They are using all the tools in US 2 or 3 days ago, in London, in everywhere. I think so. Apart from Pakistan, they are going for each and everything. But I think so. Government of Pakistan should sit with those people, with the senior leadership of the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, the serious people, not the drama people who's saying something on their social media Twitter account, and they are in front of Parliament or on the either in a TV show. Of course, they should go for 5 or 6 people. They should pick the serious people. I'm talking about the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf. And the government, the Prime Minister staff should give the order to their cabinet or their other minister that don't use any type of language against those people. Of course, if you are going for a dialogue with the other political party, and as well as the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf should also follow their rules. Not only the government is bound for that. I think so. We should go forward. Of course, in our surroundings, in our neighboring countries are going ahead. We should go for the development. We should go for the foreign investment. We should go for the employment. We should go for the education and health facilities. This is very important, and the PTI role is very important in the parliament. They should play their role in the parliament. This is not a way that they will go.
There's also now there's a 190 million pound verdict also in the field now, and of course judiciary and the role that the kind of conditions, the kind of demands that we've seen, not all of them are acceptable or can be accepted. So do you think that's also playing in on why there is this kind of backtracking by the PTI?
That is not acceptable. I think so. 190 million pounds. That was the amount of the Pakistani nation, not the amount for the PTI or for the other man who is a business tycoon in Pakistan. I think so. No, the PTI shouldn't do that. I think so. That is not acceptable for everyone in Pakistan. Pakistan is facing so many problems right now and before this in their government as well. And right now we are facing so many things. I think so. 190 million pounds and this type of things is stop our development. We are not going ahead. We are going back. Of course, PTI should a very clear stance on that 190 million pound. I think so. They have stuck. They have stuck in that 190 million pound case. And as government should also play a vital role. They should, I think so. They should recover that 190 million pounds. If the PTI have that amount or someone else in Pakistan, they should recover that amount. That was, I think so. That amount, not the money for the any political party or for the any person. I think so. That's for the nation of Pakistan.
The question is, Ali, that there seems to be some kind of confidence, right? Is there a confidence behind this backtracking? That's what I'm saying. Even if you look at the 190 million pound case is concerned, is there an expectation that this will be, as far as the PTI is concerned, are they confident that they will be able to get this overturned on appeal? Are they confident of an intervention? What is behind this? There seems to be something behind this, belligerence to engage again.
Well, I don't know if it's them being confident. Usually they always act like this and everything blows up in their face. It's happened time and time again in the past where they seem very confident about things and they actually took decisions and then they went forward with it and everything backfired. Everything they've done till now has not helped them. If you ask me in the past year or so, whatever measures, whatever strategy PTI has adopted, has it help them progress or has it helped them evolve? Or are they in a better place, even a slightly better place than they were earlier, or in a worse place? I would think they are in a worse place. So I don't think the confidence we should read into that, much into that. As far as the case is concerned, I think since the talks were going on, I think Imran Khan, if anything, is a bit relieved that the verdict came against him, because otherwise it would look like he's cut a deal. So he can challenge that verdict in higher courts. So that's there. He has that option. So I don't think he's bothered about the verdict. And right even before the verdict, all the parties, the opposition and the government, they had categorically said, it doesn't really matter what the verdict is. The talks will still go on. And till now, the government's being very, very, they're showing like political maturity, and they're saying, we don't care what PTI is saying, that that we don't want to talk, but we are still open for talks, and we are welcoming them.
For example, if you look at what Barrister Gohar has said, he said that there is PTI's frustration with the government's failure to act on judicial commission. So for them that seems to be the kind of demand that can really would have maybe made a difference, and they're saying that the government wasn't amenable to this at all.
No, that's not true. That's not true. I don't think they gave the government enough time to respond. You see, if you ask me a question and you ask me if I can do something for you, and I haven't gotten back to you as yet, and then suddenly I haven't said no. The government hadn't said no. The government hadn't gotten back to them as yet, and suddenly out of nowhere, Khan Saab comes and gives this deadline, which is 7 days. Then there's confusion. Is it 7 working days or is it 7 regular days? And according to the government, they were thinking usually when these deadlines are given, it's like 7 working days, so we have time to work around it. So according to the government, the deadline wasn't even over. Who knows? They may have come back to them with something positive. Maybe not, but
given enough time. But the question is, what does the opposition really have now? And I'll take Uzma's opinion on this also. Uzma, what is as far as overplaying street power is concerned? We've seen now, for consecutive protests, there haven't been a lot of people. It doesn't look like there have been, a lot of people have marched for that cause. And whether whatever the narrative of the opposition is, and it seems to be what the situation is at this time. So what does the PTI have at this time as a bargaining tool, or to sort of engage the government then?
I think the frustration is building up. 20th has come and gone by. Nothing happened. They have not achieved anything as yet through their politics of agitation, so-called. It's not agitation. It is actually a tyrant against the state. It is picking up weapons against the state. And we all know who does that. Pakistani would never do that. This we expect from TTP, but we don't expect this from a political party. So the way they came, all armed, brandishing their weaponry when they attacked the capital, everybody knew the way they martyred the rangers and the way they killed the constables, and they had these dandas with nails on them with which they bashed up the people who were there just to protect them, the law enforcing agencies. They did all that, but the point is that they're being led astray. It's the leadership who is responsible, and the leadership now knows that they have reached a dead end. Nothing is coming from abroad, and here also the court has declared the founder guilty in the 190 million pound case. So therefore, these things are not working their way. The only thing left is now the Judicial Commission, and the government is still working on that. Now let us see what comes of it. How many people came out when this verdict came against the founder in the 190 million pound case? You tell me. Was there a sea of people? Were they the whole of Pakistan came outside when he was convicted? No, I didn't see anybody. Did you see anybody? So people have realized in Punjab. I'm from Punjab. Nobody even remembers the 3.5 years of PTI and Wasim Akram Plus, because he did nothing for the people. Now, Maryam Nawaz, she has taken about 60 to 70 initiatives, on-ground initiatives, not just on paper, which is benefiting the people. I can name the latest one, 30,000 scholarships awarded on merit in a very transparent manner. The clinic on wheels. I've visited about 20 districts because of polio, and I always go and do spot checking. 30 lakhs of people have benefited from a clinic on wheels, and women, children, elderly. 31 medicines. The government has spent about 1 billion. They are upgrading and revamping all the basic health units. And talk about this for rupees 14, that relief which was given by Mariam Nawaz. Did any other province have the guts to do that for the people? No. So people are now they know who is doing work for their betterment to improve the quality of their lives, and who has destroyed the lives of their children. Their children who are languishing in jail for what? Now they have destroyed their future. And these people, they just use the youth and the women as the front face, and then after using them, they just discard them, because it is all about power politics. It
Right.
is all about power.
Let me come back to you, Uzma. Ali, what is, the PPP's stance as far as these talks are concerned? As far as, bringing the opposition to a point where there will be, because the ruckus in the parliament, granted the government at this time and its allies have the numbers, and we've seen, bills being passed, even in spite of the kind of ruckus that happened. Do you think this is indicative of the next couple of years and that's how it will be? Or do you think that there can be some kind of a fruitful engagement that comes and then we can see some kind of productive opposition that comes up with counter proposals or shadow budgets or things like that? Or do you think that that's just not possible in our politics, unfortunately?
Well, it is possible in our, if you look at other political parties who have ever been in opposition in the government, I think the environment's never been like this. This hostile, this unprofessionalism, this U-turns and just chaos. It's never been like this. So I'm hoping that these guys come around and understand that they have a government in the KP where they should deliver. Situation's really bad there. The KP government can do a lot, and they should be doing a lot. I think Mariam Nawaz Sahiba is doing a fantastic job in Punjab. She's set the bar really high. In Sindh, we are doing really good work. They'll go into oblivion very soon, PTI, if they don't, because people are sick and tired of this. All they keep talking about is, Falana talks and protests and dharnas, and people are genuinely getting sick of it. And now, since we are getting time to actually deliver, it is getting difficult with them protesting, and but the struggle continues. We are still delivering. We're doing service for the people, and I think the people are also realizing. I've met PTI supporters who may have not converted into PML-N or PPP supporters, but they're getting neutral now. They're like, we're kind of distancing ourselves from this kind of politics of confrontation, of hatred,
Right. Fakhar Sahab, you heard what Uzma is saying and what Ali is, they're both saying as far as PML-N and PPP is concerned. What kind of a future do you anticipate, in terms of engagement with the opposition, in terms of, interaction in the parliament, in terms of legislation? What do you expect, really?
Actually, it should be going on, and the government and as well as the opposition, the Pakistan People's Party have large majority in Sindh and PML-N in Punjab, and I think so. PTI is also a very big political party. They have a presence in four provinces of Pakistan. We cannot eliminate them from the politics, but they should play their role, which is very important. And for that, for the legislation as well as for the betterment of the people in Pakistan, they should play their role. If the people vote them and they are sitting in the parliament, I think so. They have so many seats in the National Assembly. They should play their role for the betterment of the nation, not for the betterment of the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, not only for the betterment of their chairman. They should play their role for the betterment of the 240 million population of Pakistan. If they will do that, everyone will stand with them. Of course, the people will appreciate them, including me as a journalist and the other people of Pakistan. If they will not deliver, if they will take a Gandasa like the Gandapur Saab, or he will say that I will go to Islamabad and I will go for a dharna on this date. So I think so. This is not acceptable. Yes, I will say two things regarding the Punjab government as well as the Sindh government. They should also focus on their job. This is also very important.
Thank you so much, Fakhar Saab. Thank you for your very valuable time. Thank you for joining us. Uzma Kardar, thank you for being with us today. Of course, Mohammed Ali Rashid, thank you for being with us. Unfortunately, that's all the time that we have today. We hope that there will be engagement, whether it is inconsistent, we've seen, whether it is overplaying street power, whether it is, a failure to build consensus with their allies as far as PTI as a political party is concerned. One can, attribute it to many things, but the question is there another option for the government and the opposition but to come together, or is there and to get away from this acrimonious style of politics that we've seen now for a while? Are we going to be able to do that? Are these deadlines unrealistic, and what is behind them? Those are important questions, and those are considerations that perhaps the government and the opposition need to focus on. Thank you so much for joining us today on Perspective.